Hello crafters, this is Gareth from G's Creations. Hope you are all well. Today we are going to be making a book paper wreath, a nautical book paper wreath. You will need to go and watch the tutorial that I've linked in the corner, and that's the 3D stars. So here's one that I've made the same way as I make in that tutorial. I'll link the tutorial in the top corner. We'll need some book paper. Now I've made one already and I used the pizza base, and I have no more pizza bases, and I haven't got any cardboard that's big enough to make the size I want. So I've got this really thick 300 GSM 12 by 12 white cardstock, which I'm actually in negotiations with the manufacturer to bring it to the store. So I'm going to be able to bring you 6 by 6 card bases and envelopes, and hopefully the 12 by 12 papers themselves, and it's 300 GSM, and I'm hoping to get it at a really good price for you. So all I've done is I cut around a plate and I drew around it and cut it out. So that's what I'm going to use for the base of this wreath form. So I'm going to put that to one side, and what I'm going to use is just some of this vintage. It's kind of yellowed in places. It's not extremely old, but I don't need it to be extremely old. But what I need to do is I need to fold the bottom of the page up to the very first line of text. So I'm folding the bottom of the page up to the first line of text and creasing it. I'm also folding in the outsides, both outside edges, in to the center, so I end up with that shape. I am going to, in the later point, turn this up slightly, about half an inch. So I'm going to make those, quite a few of those. So I'm just going to bring it up again. So I'm going, I can't show you on that one. So I'm just going to bring the bottom page up to the top line of text, fold it down, bend in the two outside edges, so you end up with that kind of shape. And then I'm going to turn up the back about half an inch. So I'm going to make loads of those, and what I'm also going to do with these is I am going to use my vintage photo distress ink, and I'm just going to distress the edges a bit more so they look like that, just so they're slightly darker, because some of the pages have got some age to them but some haven't. So I'm going to unify the look by using the vintage photo and distressing the edges, the tops of the pages. So I'm going to do that for quite a few, and then I'll be right back with you. And the other thing you'll need obviously is a glue gun. So I've got my glue gun on my silicone mat, which is stocked in my store. There'll be a link above. So I'll be with you again very shortly. Okay crafters, I've got a number of these done. Now I just wanted to show you that they're not exactly perfect. They're all roughly the same sort of shape, but you really don't have to be precise with this particular wreath. And with paper products, it's quite forgiving. There's a number of book paper, music paper tutorials. I'll link the playlist in the corner here. I was looking at my channel and I thought, I haven't done any book paper crafts in quite a while, so I thought I'd do one. The only other thing I've done is I've inked the edges of the cardstock. I don't think it will show, but if, for example, someone was looking from the side, they wouldn't see the stark white. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some glue on the inside of that fold, and on the fold and going up just a little bit, not loads. And I'm going to place that on my wreath form, my cardstock. Now I've got about 1.5 inches off the top, which is fantastic, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want it to hang over too much, so just making sure that your glue doesn't go too far over. And I'm going to overlap each one of these paper pieces. So again, I'm putting some glue on the flap on the back, and then going upwards and across on the back, but not too far, because obviously I don't want the glue going past the wreath form, the cardstock at the bottom. So I am going to continue to do this. I'll do this bit kind of fast forward, but remember to keep them fairly level all the way around, just overlap them. So I shall do this on a fast forward, and we'll see where we go. See on the inner, the next what am I trying to say? As you can see, the next layer, that's the word you was looking for, Gareth, layer, I am doing the same thing, overlapping them, and just about, again, maybe 3/4 of an inch, half an inch, I'm coming in. So I'm just going to continue doing this, and then as it gets towards the end, we'll come back and we'll do some decorating. Okay, last few pieces. So again, I'm just folding the paper so the bottom meets the top line, and then folding in the sides so you get that kind of shape, folding in the base about half an inch, putting some glue on that flap, glue on the back, and then putting it on the wreath form, and then using my ink pad, I'm just distressing the top. So do these last few with you, and then the fun begins, so we can decorate it. I don't know about you guys, but I always find the decorating the funniest part of any wreath. I'm just saying that I do enjoy making wreaths now. This time last year I was intimidated by them and didn't really make any. I made a couple last year, beginning of the year, you know, the summer season. But then it came to the autumn and winter, and that was it. I was away. And I caught the bug. I suppose it helps the fact that I have a store now, so I have to make them to show you guys, you know, how nice the wreath forms are that I stock. Right, so I've got my star, and I'm going to put this star in the center. So I'm going to put some glue on the underside. Now, the cardstock I used was some Graphic 45, and it was an 8x8 piece, and it was called Collage. I believe it was called Collage. So I'm not going to press down too hard, because obviously I don't want the star to flatten, because it is meant to be a 3D star. So we'll have that. I will have to get my heat tool out, and by all means go back to pieces that may need to be stuck down a bit further. I'm not very happy with that at the moment, so that can go down a bit. Be careful with your hot glue gun, because obviously the warning's in the title, hot glue. Especially as I got quite badly burnt last year. Did it hurt? Right, I'm going to get some other bits and pieces to decorate it, and I will be right back with you. Okay, I have these little boats, which I'm going to hot glue onto here as well. These are just some home decor pieces that I have used during the summer season. So I'm going to put that on there as well. And I've also got this smaller starfish, which I'm going to utilise as well. Just going to put a double glue on the centre part of the starfish, and then wherever it hits, you'll glue to. And I wanted a nautical theme in my centre, but you could put anything you wanted. You could put buttons in the centre, you could put flowers in the centre, you could make this for Halloween, for Christmas. There really is no limit to what you could put in the centre of these. I mean, I've even got a bit of foliage. If I wanted to, I could tuck these around the back and have them poking out. You know, it's entirely up to you what you put on these. You know, you could have that in there if you wanted to, have that draping out. It doesn't go with my theme, but you could do that. If anybody was interested, I do get a lot of questions regarding my ink blending tool. These ink blending tools are from littleacrescreations.com. I will leave a link to their store below. They are handcrafted by the store owner, and on Little Acres Creations YouTube channel there is actually a process video of how these are made, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They're works of art. So that's one of them. I'm just going to go and get the other one I made and show you that one, so bear with me. So here they are. Here's both of the wreaths. You have this one I inked with blue and yellow to give the idea of the sun and the sea, where this one is more the aged look. That's the one I put on a pizza base, and this is the one that I put on some cardstock. So there you go, two very different looks but achieving the same sort of effect. If you do try this, I'd love to see it. Come over and join us on Facebook at G's Creations is now my creation. There's a link below. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Take care.